Hello, chess friends. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. So, first of all, I'd like to thank Padma Shri for his generous donation to our channel. Thank you so much, and it really means a lot. So, let's get started. In this video, we shall be looking at some amazing queen sacrifices. The more the better. I think I'll be looking at around 10 brilliant queen sacrifices. Now, these are sacrifices from real games. Some of them are from the games of Capablanca, Alexander. So, of course, these are famous queen sacrifices and equally spectacular ones. So, here comes the first example. White to play and win the game. And in each time we solve it, I'm going to give you a little hint of how to solve the puzzle and what exactly are the elements you should be looking for. So let's dive straight into it. It's white to play. You can see every grandmaster has some typical habits. Whenever they look at a position, they spot some particular things. What are those things? Targets are something that they always spot. So the pawn on g7 is a big target. If we can attack it or we can pressurize it, we can create a massive attack. So what's the move that white is going to play? Of course, the heading in the top will already give you a hint of the move. Queen to h6, an amazing queen sacrifice. In fact, the queen cannot be captured. Let me just show you the pretty checkmate. If the queen is captured, then knight takes, and that is a beautiful knight and queen checkmate. Wonderful. Of course, what else can you do? The threat is to go queen g7 checkmate, of course. So there is hardly any way to prevent that. Knight f5 can be tried, but then just takes. Again, this is the only way to capture. And after takes, king h8, there comes a checkmate. Wonderful queen sacrifice idea. I think this checkmating pattern is called this one in particular is called as the Blackburn checkmate. I'm not really sure about it, but I think this is called as a Blackburn checkmate with a knight and bishop. Do correct me if I'm wrong. So let's jump on to our second problem, second puzzle. Here is the second position, and then this in fact reminds me somewhat of a game which I covered on my channel. It was by Jose Raul Capablanca, the third world champion, the Cuban genius, chess machine, of course. So it is very similar to that. I think it is a game of Capablanca. If not, it still is very similar because Capablanca's game had a similar checkmating pattern. So white to play, find the entire combination. I think obviously everyone knows that the topic is queen sacrifice, so you're going to try to sack the queen, but the entire combination till checkmate is what really matters in this position. So white to play, give a checkmate, a decisive blow. All right, there comes the move. Queen sacrifice, queen takes g7. This is basically removing the defender or deflecting the defender in a way. It's the bishop that's the defender, of course. So if bishop takes, which obviously happened in the game, the thing is, now your rook is allowed to go to f7 and kick the king out of his comfort zone. Rook f7 check, king comes out. Now it's basically a king hunt. Knight to b5 check. King has only one square, that's the d5 square. Now check again, the king is forced in front to step out, and now rook to e1 is a wonderful checkmate. Everything is beautifully covered. Wonderful checkmate, beautiful one. So let's jump on to our third amazing example of queen sacrifice. Well, this one I won't be giving you much of a time because this doesn't take more than 5 to 10 seconds of observation. It's white to play, win the game, and find the entire combination and go for the checkmating idea. All right, you can always pause if you like, but I think this move is so simple that we don't have to spend a lot of time on this. Queen takes knight check. Of course, this is totally winning now. If the king steps inside, then knight to d7 wins the game. So of course he has to take. And now comes bishop to a6. This was the entire idea. The idea was to open up the diagonal from from a6 to c8, and that's the reason the queen was sacrificed in the first place. And after takes, bishop check. This square is covered. This square is covered. Here's the only square for the king left, and now comes knight takes pawn. It's a checkmate of three combined pieces: the bishop, the knight, and the pawn. Excellent checkmate. Let's jump on to our fourth example now. Okay, so here we go. This combination is very strong and it's a long, little bit of lengthy variation. So I want you to go ahead, calculate, and this is a very good exercise for calculation. So white to play, win the game. If you like, pause the video. But if you have seen my video on attraction, this one won't be too difficult. White to play, win the game. All right, the amazing queen sacrifice is over here. Queen to h6. What a queen sacrifice. Basically, it's a attraction. We attract the king out of his comfort zone, and once he's out, the knight and the rook will do the rest of the thing. So knight h to f5. It's very important because this knight is covering the h5 square, and the king can't really go back. So he takes, knight takes, the king is dragged forward. Now comes the rook. That's a check. Basically, the king is forced to come forward either over here, in which case can you spot the checkmate? It's a very wonderful checkmate over here. You can all try. It's knight to h6. Very, very nice checkmate. Of course, rarely happens. He can also, of course, play knight h4. In that case, check. And after this, rook h6 again is a nice checkmate. So that was the entire combination. Hope you all saw this.